This is different. I'm 10 minutes going on my walk out the door, and I'm up here, and I almost slipped and fell on my keister right here. We're up above the lodge, and my 10 minutes of video did not record. So we've been out the door now. It's 27 degrees. We're in Woodstock, Vermont, and it snowed a little bit last night here after some rain, and it's really slippery. And so I'm starting the video over. And I'm going to repeat everything I just said. While we had a glaze and a mix to snow here in far northern Vermont, Josh and Vex say it started as snow yesterday. There was no rain, so it's a powder morning. In northern New England, they say, I don't know, anywhere between 8 and maybe 10 inches of snow already at J. So it's day 35 in a row with New England snow. And the first raindrops of 2025 fell here in central Vermont. So Vermont had its first rain of the year, and then it got colder and it snowed and iced on top of that. So you got to walk like a penguin, T-Rex, although he's got 4-paw drive. Hey, there's a fire hydrant. So it's been really noisy here, and I've lost track of what I'm trying to talk about. It's just basically the same weather over and over and over, just like Groundhog Day. You get these lows that go by, you get a quick burst of snow, or in this case, snow and rain last night, and then a cold high pressure system comes in, and then on the backside of the high, it snows and maybe rains again, and that's going to happen every other day until further notice. So this morning, here's the temperature map, looking at, I don't know, about 27 degrees right around here in central Vermont. You got the teens there in upstate New York, and then Cape Cod on the islands, and Boston, where the high temperature was before the sun came up. It was in the low and mid 40s. It was in the upper 30s, probably holding steady there. And as the high pressure system comes in, we're going to see cold air advection. The top of Mount Washington's down to about 2 degrees with a wind of 55 gusting to 75. So that's a sign of the new cold air coming in, first up in the sky and then down near the ground. Then tonight we all get a solid refreeze, but the high for the day has already occurred, and the low for the day is going to be at midnight tonight. T-Rex, we're going to turn around and go back up the street again, if you don't mind. He looks like he wants to go home already, but it's too noisy down there. Rex, we're going to walk back up the street. Come on. So it's the same thing over and over. These highs come in. Here's the surface map, and there's a real huge high in Western Canada where it's 20, 25 below. It's a 1045 high. The eastern end of that high is reaching into New England right now, and it's going to break off, and we're going to have windy weather today, and maybe some upslope snow, a few more inches. There was a big blob on the radar in Burlington, Vermont there around 7 o'clock, and that's going to be some more upslope snow for Jay Peak. And then the wind cranks up. Let's go to the NAM 3K high resolution, and it shows the isobars here, those black lines, and then the blue lines are the thicknesses. That's cold air advection. And it's pretty quiet today, other than being cold and windy in the mountains, and some upslope snow is going to diminish. That high goes right over us tonight. Radiational cooling. Tomorrow is going to be near 0 degrees, where it goes calm inland and west and north, and that high moves off tomorrow, and somehow we're going to find a way to make it snow tomorrow. There's a chance that it doesn't snow tomorrow and we break our streak, but I think somehow like Cape Cod will end up with some ocean effect or something like that tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, here it comes, the wintry mix for Thursday morning, and it looks pretty beefy. It looks like what happened yesterday times 2, with the blue being snow, and it's a wall of snow, 7 a.m. coming out of New York City into Boston by 10 a.m., and then changing over to sleet and freezing rain. Parts of New York and Pennsylvania probably get some serious freezing rain, but for us it's probably going to just end and go to some drizzle in southern New England. And that's 1 p.m. there, the back edge of the snow coming through. So it's about 6 or 7 hours of moderate snow, so it'd probably be about 2 to 3 inches. A little like yesterday, probably just a little bit more. And then it does turn somewhat colder in the model guidance. In the model guidance for the big picture pattern. And we'll use the euro for that as these lows cross the nation. Oh, before we get to the euro, I want to show you what happened in Japan yesterday. There was, in 12 hours, 4 feet of snow in northern Japan in 12 hours. And that is a national record for the most snow in Japan in Ohio. Can't remember the name of the town, city. And so there's a storm out there that's actually pulling a blizzard loop off northern Japan. And that's about the same latitude as us now. And when you see these things happening on the other side of the ocean, and it usually mimics in North America and then in Europe. So even though we're getting these fairly fast systems with a flat flow, I think in a couple of weeks things start buckling and we look at something like that in New England. Okay, that's just looking forward into the crystal ball past Valentine's Day. But you know, the crystal ball gets pretty fuzzy or frosty out that far. So now back to the Euro. So the high pressure system comes in tonight, and on the backside of the high, here it goes again. Even though the primary low is going into Lake Superior, there's going to be a warm front that's stuck over southern New England, and new low will form on that warm front just east of Boston on Thursday afternoon. That'll hold the cold in for most of New England, but right at the last minute there could be a wintry mix all the way up to the Canadian border, and it may actually drizzle in around Jay Peak for a few minutes Thursday evening before the cold front whips in here, and that cold front races south and is offshore by Friday morning. So Friday, a lot like today with cold air advection, the warmest part of the day will be at midnight, and by morning we're freezing, and it's going to continue to upslope snow on Friday, very windy and cold. And then that goes with another high pressure system coming right in and out very quickly on Saturday. Saturday looks dry before another wall of snow and freezing rain and rain on a warm front Sunday morning. Again, this is a fast mover, and the primary low goes right across central New England. So the wintry mix is going to come into central New England, but a net gain of snow again on Sunday for southern New England, maybe even the south coast. And then another high pressure system comes in on Monday. Monday could be a dry day, but somehow we'll find a way to make it snow with cold air advection. And Tuesday, the high comes right over us, and here we go again. The backside of that high moves off on Tuesday. Wednesday, another wall of snow, and this one looks like it's going to be further south. The low center is going to go south of New England, so it may stay all snow, and the heaviest snow could be in southern New England right down to the south coast. Now, that's next Wednesday. That's February 12th. And then the pattern's still loaded, one system after another crossing the nation. And by 240 hours, we'll just stop it right at 240 hours. It looks like, what's that? I don't know, I can't remember exactly what's going on. It looks like there's maybe a 10 or 11 low or something like that in the southern states with cold wall-to-wall Canada, northern United States, and another system right on our doorstep. Now we're getting out to about Thursday, the 13th of February. So every 36 hours. The events look like they're getting colder and stronger, and there's really no end in sight to this pattern. Yeah, there's a 12-pack of Sam Adams. Can you open that window and get that's how they do that? All right, so this turned into kind of a convoluted mess as I taped one and found out it wasn't taping, and now I wanted to do this quickly because the N More is really interesting. There's a place up the road here. It's a natural science center. It's called Vermont Institution for Natural Sciences. They call it VINS, and we went there, and Peggy brought out a peregrine falcon that they named Hawaii because they're not sure of the story, but they think what happened was these peregrines, they don't like water, so they like cliffs, and they follow the shorebirds south from Alaska on a migration south, and the theory is that this peregrine got caught up in a storm and it was out over the ocean and couldn't find a place to land, so landed on a freighter that ended up in Hawaii, and the bird was found in Hawaii on a sidewalk. It had flown into the side of a building and broke its beak, and it's got repaired and somehow ended up here in Vermont. And so Peg was really fun and interesting talking to us about Hawaii. And then the barred owl was named Heartland, all about the barred. The barred owl doesn't fear people, so that needs rehab, and it can't make it on its own in the wild. So that owl is there, and we saw the raptors get fed. Now, if you're queasy about watching animals eat animals, you might not want to watch all of the and more. But it was pretty interesting, and what a day yesterday, watching the sky go from blue to gray to the wintry mix last night. And now here we are this morning. Those icicles that were on that house over there, so big yesterday, a lot of them fell off. So there was a little defrost here. Good news for the roofs. They're going to take a beating over the next couple of weeks with all the rain and snow, mostly snow. And so the Enmore from yesterday traveling up to also a falconry that's open with this inn during the summer. Now, this rhododendron is telling us a story right here. It's still in good shape, and the fact that the leaves are not curled means we've just barely at freezing. When you get to 32 and below, the rhododendron leaves curl, like those ones right there. So nature is all full of signs, and thanks for sticking with me. It's quite a lengthy and more. And like I said, birds eat birds. That is nature. And here we go. It'll start off slow with some beautiful shots before we get to the golden eagle. And thank you for hosting yesterday at Vin's. That was really cool. Oh, roof rake. Roof rake on the move. We've got roof rakers. Yep. And there are those icicles that were so much bigger yesterday. All right, and more from yesterday. Talk to you later. What a gorgeous day. It's about 1:30, Monday, February 3rd. And this is the site of when in season, New England falconry. I would love to come and do this and meet the falcons. Anyhow, up the road, there is a active, well, I don't know what it's called, Vin's, where they have animals and raptors. So we're gonna head a little bit south. It's about 37 degrees. You're a blue jay. Pretty, beautiful New England day. There's a lot more to do than just ski and drink beers. We're gonna go try and visit some animals and maybe enjoy a butterfly? I doubt it, but feeding the raptor at 2:30 hopefully is a daily activity at the VINS Nature Center. What does VINS stand for? Vermont Institute of Natural Science. And there's nobody here. Just because there's no skiing and no beer? Where are the raptors? Where's the T-Rex? We got T-Rexes and we got raptors. T-Rex is not allowed near the raptors. What'd you find there, Rex? Tuquechi Gorge Bridge, Visitor Center on Route 4. You go there, Rex, you go. You'll find it. So we've got chest high on a T-Rex, occasionally overhead. We just happen to have a ruler right there, T-Rex. Why don't you go stand next to this ruler? Come here, Rex, come here. What's this? What's that? Stand next to that ruler. All right, so T-Rex stands about 14 inches. So we got 3/4 of a T-Rex natural snow depth here in Queechee, Vermont. Is that how you say it? Queechee or Keechee? Do you know? Snowy face? Yep, Queechee Gorge is down there. All these trails. I can't believe there's no tracks in the trails. You'd think that there would be more than just TK and T-Rex that want to come out here. Come on, Rex. This way. Oh, there's a track, Rex. What's that? What's that track? Anybody know? Straight line. The paws or prints go into, like the front foot goes into where the back foot went, something like that. How is it? What is that? And they're so close together. I don't know. Dog, wolf, coyote. What do we have? Sasquatch. We have a gorgeous day. Time to go see the raptors. They host events here too, like birthday parties or whatever, business meetings. Adventure Playscape, Meadow Walk, exhibits, programs. I think coming on a Monday is like skiing on a Monday. You don't have to wait in line too long. What is this? It's kind of gold. Herb Ferris Arc. Please do not climb. I'd say that is anthropogenic paint, otherwise the log is looking pretty natural. Life cycle of a turtle. May to early June, snapping turtles leave their overwintering sites in search of ideal nesting. 20 to 40 eggs, maybe 100 eggs. And how long do they live? Eggs incubate 2 to 3 months. The nest is really warm. Eggs hatch. They live to be 30 years old. That was kind of the question. Painted turtle. It used to be so fun finding these. They evolved during the Ice Age. They lay 4 to 15 eggs in New England, hatch out in autumn, overwinter, and nest in the following spring in the swamp, which we'll probably have over there in the Queechy Gorge. Iron, big birds. Big birds, I think, evolved from T-Rexes. I can't read the whole thing. Jeffords Campus. Environmental education. Campus was made possible by the vision and support of Elizabeth Daley Jeffords and Senator James Jeffords. Vermont Institute of Natural Science. Cooler down here with the increasing clouds. It may actually rain a little bit tonight. Did they talk about that? Exhibits, both right and left. Which way to the Raptors? I'll go to the opposite way. I'm in. Later day, 2 p.m. Animal encounter in the Neil Pavilion. That's it. Over there, walking in the door. It's a sold out event today. I didn't know it was going to be indoors. Vin's and Kichi celebrating 50 years in 2022. That's beautiful art. Beautiful room. Look at this guy. It looks like he has a red tail.
Animals on the planet. So this is the peregrine.
Peregrine.
So they are renowned for
Pagan or peregrine.
some falconer managed to record a stoop, the speed of a stoop, which is one of their hunting techniques, is to be up high, looking down on birds, and then deciding on a prey item, tucking their long, stiff, slender wings back, bullet-shaped almost, go into a stoop, they call it, heading toward their prey, and then when they get close to it, they'll pull up and they'll punch it with their feet, or grab it with their feet. But a falconer was able, with a lot of work, to record the speed of 242 miles an hour. So they are built for speed, but it's a little round circle in their nostrils that will help break up the airflow. Because when you're descending forward down at 242 miles an hour, that's a lot of G-force. So it helps break up the airflow so they don't explode inside. So as a raptor, they've got some wonderful features. Season has started for the barred owls. They'll be setting up territory, and they're cavity nesters. So
is that why they're being very loud at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either defining their territory or looking for a mate. So, and the great horned owls actually start in January, but they aren't as common around here. But yeah, the barred one, and the mnemonics for their calls, who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? So
I try to copy them and they can't.
Who cooks for you?
So the other thing I didn't ask you when I had Hawaii out, it was very compact, but well, I'll just tell you what his weight. His weight was, or anybody want to guess how much Hawaii weighed?
How much Hawaii weighs?
7 pounds.
Pardon?
7 pounds.
Okay, we're going down.
Okay, 1.5 pounds.
I think he has his hand up.
That's pretty close.
3. Oh, I guess he's tiny.
Like he's a sackflower.
Birds are dinosaurs. A walk through time. What is time? Where are the raptors being fed? Raptor exhibits. It's feeding time. And they're in there. Well, I don't know. Based on the snow, not on the branches. Can't tell. Oh, there's a golden eagle. Are you hungry, Mr. Golden Eagle?
Bird is our golden eagle, Arizona. Have you guys been to Vin's before?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
we
know
walked past
we ran a
earlier.
little bit. All right. So you know these guys pretty well. We used to have another golden eagle in here who unfortunately has passed. But the ravens come this time, the wild ones.
Oh. Did you hear her?
Mhm.
that one climbed down. 2 seconds.
She's getting there, yeah.
She's slowly but surely moving.
She's getting there.
Golden eagle. How do golden eagles hunt? Use 3 basic hunting strategies to locate prey: soaring, still hunting from a perch, low contouring, flight, or walking down the side of a stick and getting a free chicken. I just added that part. They often use soaring on sunny, windy days, while they favor perch hunting on calm, overcast days. They use low flights to surprise prey that might escape into burrows, especially ground squirrels. Golden eagles are quite protective of their young, feeding and caring for them several months after they can fly. Some family groups even migrate together. Golden eagles are believed to mate for life, but lost mates are quickly replaced. There it is. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yep, isn't nature cute? Mm-mm-mm. Come on. Focus.
Are there 2 of them?
Cooper's hawk. Crow knows it's dinner time. Red-tailed. We see these everywhere. They're chilling. And the crow, TK favorite. You know, I've held and fed a crow in the wild before. Arr, arr. They wicked smart birds. Imagine they wouldn't mind a bigger place to live. Yeah, playful. They're raven. So these are bigger than the crow. It's hard to tell the difference though to me. See how the tail fans out like that? Yeah, that looks frustrating. And then these ones are more forked tail and smaller. So forked tail, American crow, and then more of a fan tail, the raven. I think. Raven. Northern Harrier. Northern Harrier. These things are like so maneuverable. You can see them just bomb up the cliff and then turn left and then right and all over the place. So fun watching the Harrier fly. I imagine it's not going to happen much in here. Rough-legged hawk. Never even heard of it. Wow. You got rough legs. I'm just kidding. They're beautiful. You don't have to preen them. Cooper's hawk. I think these are fairly familiar. Long and skinny. It's got a heater over there too. All right, this is a trick one. Snowy owl. And there's snow. Anyone see a snowy owl? Believe it or not, this is the first snowy owl I have ever seen. Hi, TK. You want to be an out the door or weather and more? What do you like to eat? My guess is mice or minnows or something like that, because you like to go to the beach. I mean, I could read all about it. What's over here? LaGuardia, male. The other one's called Snowy. So there's one in here too. And, oh, there it is. See it? Hi. Come on, focus. Focus. I see it. The camera doesn't want to focus though. It's focusing on the mesh. There we go. Look at that eye. I thought Steve had cool eyes. Your eyes are even cooler. My first ever snowy owl sighting. How did I ever track that one down? Looks kind of friendly. What is a raptor? Raptors share a combination of features that distinguish them from other groups of birds. Raptors, also known as birds of prey, are meat-eating birds that use their feet instead of their beaks to capture prey. The group encompasses more than 400 different species worldwide. All raptors take live prey, have sharp hooked beaks for biting and tearing, powerful grasping feet equipped with sharp talons for seizing, holding, and killing, and acute binocular vision. Hawks, eagles, falcons, and owls are all raptors. Yeah, nature is cruel. What does the peregrine love to eat? The one in Manchester, New Hampshire, likes blue jays. How do you measure up? Oh, well, it's hard to read because it's backlit, but the big, widest one is the California condor, 9.5 feet. Then comes the bald eagle at 7 feet, and then the ospreys at 5, red-tailed hawk 4, American crow 3, kestrel 2, and then ruby-throated hummingbird. That's a raptor, 4 inches. What does it eat? Dragonflies? I know it doesn't eat red-tailed hawks.
I can confidently say that this one over there is Marlboro, and I don't know why I'm blanking on your name.
Washington.
Yes, no, sorry, this is Marlboro, this is Washington.
Okay.
It's been a day. And so red-tailed hawks are, oh yeah, you can see that feather, I think it's ready to come out. And
Yeah.
she'll probably preen it out soon. But these are very, very common birds. You'll see them on the side of the road, farm fields. When you're driving on the highway, these are the birds that you're often seeing right off the interstate. And they are pretty ubiquitous and are known for their prominent red tail, who I'm sure Washington is giving you a pretty good view. And they actually don't get that red tail until they're 2 years old. Previous to that, they have like a brown streaky tail before they get their full adult plumage in. Cooper's hawks are accipiters, and so they are bird-eating birds, and they're the birds that you will commonly see at your bird feeders, waiting for all of those songbirds, just watching and waiting. Oh, there he goes.
Nice.
Yeah, he's gonna take that whole thing with him. And what he's doing right there is called mantling. And so he sees me and is just like, this is my food, this is not for you. And he's trying to hide it from me so that he can save it all for himself.
thing.
But yeah, he's been with us since, I want to say 2012, possibly.
He still doesn't trust you.
No, they never do. Despite us being their medical care. Yeah.
You're like, don't mind me keeping you alive. Whatever.
They never appreciate it.
What is Falston eating right now?
A quail.
Oh, quail.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get that quail,
Do
false.
they have that at the restaurant
Yeah,
down
and
the
that's
street?
what we do try to, mimic what their natural diet would be. So for this guy specifically, we like to give him lots of day-old chicken, quail, because they are bird-eating birds, and that's something that they would naturally be going for out in the wild. So he does get lots of birds to eat.
Worried they were all
Like,
gonna
don't
take
look
it.
at me. I'm
Alright.
nothing.
All right.
Caution, falling snow and ice. Oh yeah. That looks kind of serious. Wouldn't want to be under that. We do have minor dripping today. It's about 37 degrees. And that was a wonderful exhibit. You gotta come here, see for yourself. And the sky fills with ice crystals once again. The first raindrops of 2025 falling in the higher elevations of central and northern Vermont this evening. Not gonna be all snow. A wintry mix is in the forecast. And by morning, we'll have a fresh coating of snow again. Or did we? The waves. "3:30 p.m. in Queechee." Queechee? Heavy snow-looking sky. Feels cold enough for snow. Josh says it's dumping at Jay Peak at 34 degrees. Should be interesting.
What's this? Oh yeah. It's snowing in northern Vermont. I didn't really see it starting this early. This is big time. Pow! Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I have way too much stuff for today, but look at that snow right there. That's kind of funny. The tree's gonna have plenty of water. So, never been here. Queechee Club. Quadzilla. What are the hours of operation of Quadzilla? There it is. Well, that was very fun. I love birds and science and nature. Now back to the weather. Where were you when the first raindrops of the year 2025 fell from the sky over the state of Vermont? Yeah, that's February 3rd, 5:05 p.m. and TK in the town of Woodstock, Vermont. Woodstock Middle Bridge, 1969. I'm barely 6 years older than this bridge. On the banks of the Ottaquechee River is where I am, watching a few raindrops that will change back to snowflakes. And by morning, everything will be frosted white again. Play us out, Captain Spacetime. Up and down, piano music from Weymouth, Massachusetts, where the ground was also white this morning. And I'm not sure if all the snow melted or not. But as we can see here, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I haven't looked yet. Talk to you in 24 hours. Out a similar door. More and more and more. Kind of tracks are those? Never did that before. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow.